Before we get started, here's a few highlights from today's game.
Strike three. Down goes Meadows, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jordan Montgomery and the Yankees.
Tyler Glasnow not pitching in this series. That's a huge break.
Swing and a miss. Montgomery looks sharp. And that one is wrapped into center field and deep. Going back is Phillips, turning, looking, see ya. That was out in it.
To his advantage, but not now. There's one high and deep and out of here. A blast by Zunino.
And that one gets past Zunino. So scoring is LeMahieu. Stanton will move to third. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8 for Montgomery. 2-2. Swing and a miss. High fly ball. Right field deep again. Going back Margot. Track wall. See ya. Home run for Sanchez.
Stick around for the post-game reaction, followed by an audience question and answer session.
And now a quick word from the sponsor of today's program, Manscaped. People say to me all the time, Derek, we love your show. How can we support it? How can we help you grow? And the answer is pretty simple. Groom your balls! Support for NYY Recaps is brought to you by Manscaped, who are the world champions of below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, 4.0. This thing has a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. This upgraded trimmer includes a multifunction on-off switch. A multifunction on-off switch that can engage a travel lock so it won't get turned on in your suitcase.
My suitcase was vibrating.
9 times out of 10, it's an electric razor.
Look, if you're using the same razor for your face that you're using on your bollocks, you're doing it wrong. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code NYY Recaps at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code NYY Recaps.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
There you go.
What's going on? Hey, everybody. Patrick Hennessy from Unhinged Yankees joining me tonight. Yankees win this one 3-1. How about my man Gumby?
You know, Derek, shout out to you because I know a lot of people are on Jordan Montgomery, but you've been what do you call yourself? The president of the Montgomery fan club?
I'm the president of Gumby Nation, baby.
This was a beautiful start from him. Look at that. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 9 Ks. I think this was the best start we saw from Monty since that start against Baltimore early on in the season. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, 6 shutout innings. He's really had some up and down moments tonight, but it looks to me like he's been more consistent his last couple of times out. He's had that sort of one bad inning where he runs into a home run. And by the way, that home run by Zunino was ridiculous. 472.
Wasn't it 472? Unreal.
Honestly, if I give up a 472-foot home run, I'd be kind of proud of it. You got to be good to give it up a home run that long, you know.
And it's always Mike Zunino. Do you realize that? Every single time.
He kills the Yankees. Couple other highlights. So Judge, 2 for 4, maybe coming out of it, picks up his 8th home run. His OPS is up to 856. He was hovering right around 800 for a bit. Now he's up there in a year where the league average OPS is just falling and falling. To have an 800 or an 856 OPS is pretty impressive. Frazier, he hit a laser beam late in the game. What do you think of Frazier's double?
You know, Derek, kind of like how you're the president of Gumby Nation, I'm kind of the president of Clint Nation, if that's what you want to call it. I love to see that from Clint. I think tonight was just kind of an example of that's a ball that usually would get caught, right? Just because he's been so unlucky for the past week or so. He's been roping so many balls, but just hitting them in the wrong spots. But tonight he finally caught a break, laced one over the center fielder's head. I've been saying this for weeks now, but hopefully this is the beginning of Clint Frazier finally going on a hot streak and finally breaking out of this slump that he's essentially been in for the most part of the season so far.
To me, I honestly other than a monster home run, my favorite play in baseball is a batted ball that burns a center fielder. A line drive right back up the middle that just rose to center, because they're always a laser beam. I'd love to get the exit velo if somebody has it in the chat. You'll get a air horn there. So Luke Voigt back in the lineup tonight, 0 for 3. Question for you: that ball that he hit to right center field, you think that goes out at Yankee Stadium?
I said this exactly to myself after that ball was caught. I said Yankee Stadium, that's gone. Now, I don't know dimensionally if that's true, but it just felt like if that was at Yankee Stadium, that's probably like second, third row in my head.
Yeah, I feel like it's over that little auxiliary scoreboard. And like, if you look at the map on whatever it is, StatCast, it may not agree with that, but the ball seems to carry more at Yankee Stadium too than it does at the Trop. Like, there seems to be kind of like a draft out there. Worth noting that Giancarlo Stanton picked up another double, maybe starting up another streak for him. I didn't catch the exit velo on that either, but looking good. Jonathan Loaisiga, Johnny Lasagna, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, down to a 2.61 ERA. And Aroldis Chapman, I mentioned this to you just before he got his 8th save of the season. We were getting ready to come on, and so we were kind of hanging out in the chat. And I said, I love when Chapman comes in the 9th this year, because I can just publish my highlights, because the other team's not going to score unless you start with that stupid invisible man on second base or whatever the hell it is. They're not going to score. His stuff is so filthy. He did seem to have a little bit of an issue today. The trainer went out and saw him, but he shook it off. And then the last pitch of the game was 100 miles an hour. So I'm assuming he's fine. Would we be able to afford to lose him?
I'm going to say no. Only because I understand the Yankees bullpen has kind of been rolling since the beginning of the year, but it's like you can't afford to lose an arm of that magnitude at this point in the season, regardless of how everyone else is performing. Would they be fine at the end of the day? Sure. Britton's coming back fairly soon. You also have 3 other lefties in that bullpen who can kind of step up in that situation. Peralta's been solid. Licky has been so underrated. Wilson's kind of bounced back a little bit from his early season struggles. But I think hopefully Chapman's okay, and that's a really big comment. Damn.
Yeah, so they wrote like 10 paragraphs, but they were quoting your intro that you say every night. It's funny how, as YouTubers, we develop these little habits where we say say the same thing because it just comes naturally. So I say, hey, everybody, that type of thing.
I love that comment, though. Shout out to Bright. Bright's the man.
For real. So somebody has the velocity 116.3. I'm not sure which hit they're referring to.
Clint. I think it was Clint's.
Clint's, okay. Stanton thrown out at the plate with nobody out in the 8th was terrible. Yeah, he was going on contact and it was hit to the right side. Honestly, like, the only way that he can score these days seems to be on a hit. It doesn't seem like he's running hard at all. Doesn't it seem like he's just kind of just taking it easy on the bases?
It does. And, I'm not completely opposed to it, especially because I feel like all the injuries that we've seen from Giancarlo Stanton so far in his Yankee career has either come from him hitting or him running the bases. We haven't really seen him get hurt in the field. That's a topic for a different day because I'm so pro Stanton in the field. It's not even funny. But listen, if he wants to take it light on the bases, that's fine. But when it comes to positions where, like, it's a scoring opportunity, I'd rather not see gaffes like that. But he's not the only one on the Yankees. It seems like no one has any base running IQ.
Yeah, the base running's terrible. And Phil Nevin, their third base coach, was not out there tonight. Jaden Sanchez, it disappeared, but said, good throw by Sanchez, finally getting some good defense. I don't know that his defense has gotten that much better, but tonight he did hit a home run and had a good play. I tore him a new one on my watch party, my 5-inning watch party, because I was just tired of watching him strike out. I mean, in his first at-bat, he swung at a pitch. In the first inning here, or first at-bat, or whatever it was, he swung at a pitch that was never in the strike zone. Never in the strike zone. In fact, it left a mark in the left-handed batter's box where it hit the line and kind of smeared it. It was offensive to me that you could swing at a pitch that was bad. Damian Serrano says, yes, that Luke hit would have been a homer in 7 ballparks. Of course, Yankee Stadium being one of them. Shout out to Damian.
Damian's the man. Shout out to you, Damian.
Lori C says, Chappie is an essential worker. I love that comment. That's fantastic.
Pretty solid.
I'm going to break out some new sound effects tonight for good comments. What do you think?
I like it. I liked how last time you brought up a Goodfellas one, didn't you?
Yeah, I got that one, but let's see. Judge looks like he's breaking out. There we go. That's a correct. That's like I call that the good take. That's called the good take bell. Is what I called that.
I like it. I like it. It's unique.
BB says we so need Zach. Love chat, but we need him. We need backup. It's only a matter of time. Soon. Yeah, I haven't heard much. I wasn't admittedly listening closely to the broadcast tonight because I was hosting my thing, and then at the end we were chatting. But I'd have to imagine that Zach Britton's going to be back in the next couple of weeks. I mean, it's May. His surgery was at the end of March. You would think that sometime May 15th, May 20th would be where I would target.
I think actually later than that, because if we look back to the press conference that Cashman did last month, I think he said that Zach Britton will be back when he's eligible to be back, and I think that's either May 31st or June 1st. So I think he said somewhere in that range he's expected to be back.
They must have had him on the 60-day IL.
Yeah.
Baratakakak says, Otani in right field right now. That's perfect because I got a fresh sound effect.
What's that?
That's Ace Ventura. That's before your... Ace Ventura was 1994.
I heard of Ace Ventura. I heard of it. I don't vividly remember it, but...
It was a great movie. It's hilarious. So the Miami Dolphins mascot is a dolphin, and then also Dan Marino, their quarterback, both get kidnapped by, I don't want to give it away, but the Ace Ventura's nemesis. And, I mean, it was just a hilarious movie. And I actually was watching that the night of the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase, June 17th, 1994. I spoke about this on Twitter a couple days ago. I remember turning off the VHS to watch the Knicks finals game, and they had the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase in the corner of the screen. That was before your time, but that was like, imagine if frickin' like who would be a good allegory, like Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders, you know, somebody of that ilk, like a great running back from 15 years ago, 20 years ago, like killed his wife and somebody else, and then got in a high-speed chase. Like, it's insane.
You know, Derek, call me a little bit weird here, but I'd be kind of pissed off that they're like blocking like the finals game with like a police chase. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
They still had the finals game on, but it was like in a small corner. So it was like, honestly, I wanted to watch
like
the finals.
The Yes App logo.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Danny Corner says, what about Voit leaving the game? So Voit was hit by a pitch in the hand. I think he's fine. He took another at bat. I think that's probably just a precaution. What do you think?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with the hit by pitch. I think he was coming out of this game early regardless. This was his first game all season.
True.
After the injury. They're not going to have him play all 9 innings. Also, we know they love doing like defensive replacements late in game. So if you could bring Tyler Wade in there at any point, they're going to be doing it. Yeah, I think even if he didn't get hit by a pitch, he still would have came out.
Matt Needham says, can you do a wholeheartedly agree? Do you think Sanchez is going to start raking? I don't think he's going to start raking, but just for you.
I wholeheartedly agree.
There we go.
I like that. Derek, let me ask your opinion on something.
Sure.
Because I kind of got so frustrated today with 2 reporters in particular, right? I think we know what we're talking about. The whole rumors that were swirling before the game that 5 coaches on the Yankees tested positive for COVID. I just have to make this point right here. As a reporter, and you know you have a platform of that magnitude, before you go out and report on something like this, shouldn't you verify the information before saying that 5 coaches on the Yankees have COVID when it's only 1?
That's a big deal, yeah. Remember, who was it that broke that news about Trevor Bauer signing with the Mets, and then he didn't sign with the Mets? And it's people are in such a rush to get the news out because they want to be first. I want to be first. I got to have. It's all about getting out there first. How about getting it right?
Exactly.
How about giving good news to your audience rather than fake news? And look, I'm not a journalist, so I'm not familiar with all the ethics and the rules on medical stuff. But if you're going to report that 5 people have a deadly virus inside the clubhouse of the biggest franchise sports team on planet Earth, you got to be right. You can't get that shit wrong.
It got me so aggravated today because here we are, a couple hours before game time, and then all of a sudden you have these reporters coming out there and just actually Heyman wasn't the first one to report on it. It was actually Marley Rivera, just saying. Heyman was number 2, though. He was number 2. But my thing is, it's a very serious situation. Here we are a couple hours before game time, and you're kind of leaving us questioning whether or not there's going to be a game for stuff that's not true. You know what I mean?
So you got a big fan that came looking for you and found you here.
Shout out to you, BCNT. I will be live for our postgame in a short while.
All right. So Lori C says Heyman should be fired. I'm gonna try and get Heyman on the pod to talk about this. See if he's got the balls, the cojones to come on here and talk with me. I was telling Pat before the broadcast, I thought of an awesome name for this podcast 2 years too late. I struggled with what to call this, and I stuck with NYY Recaps because my plan was initially to just recap the games the morning after. But Solo Homer, like how great would that have been? In my home, solo most of the time. You know, come on. That would have been the greatest. Somebody's going to steal it now. I probably shouldn't have said that, but whatever. I wasn't going to use it. I wasn't going to use it anyway.
And then, Derek, it works so well because then, like, let's say you have a guest on, say I come on, then you could change it to, like, 2-run shot.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. So Coltrane pitches tomorrow. Let's get the choo-choo going. I think I've got a Cole thing here. Hang on.
Choo-choo.
There we go.
I like that. I like it.
Yeah. 472 Zunino with juice ball that's 500 feet. That's probably right. I mean, what are your thoughts on the juice ball this year? I talked to Joe's McFly about that this morning. He said just stop messing with the baseball. It's a different goddamn baseball every year. Can we finally, for once in our lives, have the same baseball 2 years in a row? That's all I'm asking.
It's weird. And I was kind of thinking if there was any season to have a juice ball, Derek, I would think it would be this year, right? Teams missed out on a lot of money due to COVID last year. And we all know, like, the home run brings money to the league. So it's like, if you were going to unjuice the balls any year, I would think this year would not be the year for that, right? You need offense now more than ever.
Gabriel Flores says, Gary dedicated his homer for the haters.
Hasta la vista, baby.
He dedicated it to you, Derek.
I'm not a hater. I love Gary Sanchez. I want him to succeed. I want every Yankee to succeed. I just don't find him to be that impressive. I don't like it when guys swing at pitches that are 3 feet out of the strike zone 2-3 times a game. I like it when people learn from their mistakes and hide their catching hand, after it's taken 10 foul balls in the last 2 years. Taking a 100-mile-an-hour foul tip off of your hand can't be good for your batting average. I'm sorry, it can't. And I just think that Gary Sanchez needs to be a little bit more responsible back there. He swings and misses too much. I'm not a hater. I just don't think he's very good. I'm sorry. I don't think we're ever getting 2016 Gary Sanchez back.
I'd probably have to agree.
Danny says, Chappie was wincing after the stare. I mean, last year we said that too, and it was just because he crapped his pants. Let's not forget that. All right, everybody. Appreciate you hopping on tonight. I think this one has gone off the rails. You can join Patrick on Unhinged Yankees. What, like 5 minutes from now?
Yeah, about 10 minutes. 10 minutes from now. Yeah, we're going to go live for the post game.
Garrett Cole on the mound tomorrow. One more time from John Sterling.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
I love that. I love it.
Love that. See you guys later.
Peace.